I got out today and did something that I have not done in a long time, and now I'm back sitting in the bed, baby, with the PC and the laptop, not the laptop, but the tablet, um, pumped up and crunk up. And so I just thought I'd jump on here and kind of have a little conversation with you guys real quick. Um, in business, I think one of the hardest things for people is to get outside of your business, to get out and to start doing things so that you can grow your business, right? Getting out, talking to people, just and today, I don't know what it was, but today I just felt like, hey, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna get out. Sometimes I like to go and just get out and about and kind of feel the community and see what's going on in the world. If how customers are feeling about products, if they're looking for stuff and things like that. And so it kind of got me thinking because I did a I did a talk at a show about how to grow your business and getting outside of your business in order for you to be able to grow. Hey, Nadia, how are you? um, Getting outside of your business in order for you to be able to grow, because a lot of times we're always in our business and you're always busy, and so you never get out to get another perspective or to see some things. So I just got back. I went out from about 12:30 to 3, just to go around into my community. Did not know what I was going to do, what I was going to say. Normally, when I go out and I'm marketing or advertising my business, I have a script or I have some flyers or things like that. Well, today I just decided that I was just going to get out and just do it. So, because even for me, even though I've been doing this like 25 years, when you don't get out and promote yourself and talk to people, then you get rusty. And so you have to build that back up. And so the way that I went out, that's why I said, let me get on here and kind of have a conversation with y'all. Um, Reason I got out today was because I was like, hey, let me get out. I'm getting rusty. Girl, you got to get out there and do it. And so I pulled up literally to the first place and I looked in my bag. I grabbed a business card and I said, okay, sis, you ain't got a script, girl. You ain't got nothing. What you gonna do? And then I don't need nobody. Got to pump myself up. So I said, okay, let me get my butt up. Sat there in the parking lot. Got a sip of my Coke. Got up. Said, I'm going in here and I'm just gonna ask for the manager. That's exactly what I did. I walked in the door. I said, hey, is the manager in? And girl looked at me. She was like, yeah, he's in. And I said, can you get him for me? She went and got him. I see the manager looking at me. Normally, when I'm out and I know that these managers or places that I'm going to, they're busy, right? It's either you want what I have or you don't. So I make it really quick. I made it real quick and simple. Walked up to him, gave him a firm handshake, told him, hey, I'm Latana. I own a screen printing business. We do events. We print for restaurants and this, that, other. And just started talking to him and asking him if they ever have anything there, if they have a need for anything. As I'm talking to him, I'm actually looking around and looking at the wait staff and stuff like that. And, just kept it quick and easy. And soon as he said, yeah, and I saw his eyes light up, I said, gotcha. And so I just had a quick little pitch for him and said, you know what? Here's my business card. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. Can I shoot you an email? Can I get your card? Right? Because it's one thing to just give my business card, but can I get your information and shoot you an email? I'll follow up with you via email and we can see if we can work together. Quick and easy. It didn't take any more than 5 minutes total. And then after I did that, I went back to the car and I thought about it. I said, well, you should go out without a script more often. Just go out and just do what you do. So I left there. This particular place was a restaurant. And left there. I jotted down some notes of things that I saw in the restaurant, the types of shirts I saw them wearing. I saw some, they had some drinkware. It was a brewery. So they had like these drinks, big, uh, big glass like mugs. So I jotted that down. Um, and a couple of other things that I saw that I was like, okay, because a lot of times when you go into these stores, you can, especially restaurants. You guys ever been to a restaurant and seen how they have like a little merch corner and they sell stuff? So I'm always thinking like, what can I do, not just to outfit your wait staff, but to outfit the people in the kitchen and even the people who are back there in their cooking and things like that, right? They need a certain type of garment. So I'm always thinking about like stuff like that. How can I uh, provide them with something that they can really use? And also, if it's a live event or something like that, how can I bring an experience to that particular business's customers that's different, that they haven't seen before? So I left the restaurant and my mindset was, well, I'll just do all restaurants today. And then as I drove down the street, I was like, you know what, you're rusty, so you need to really, go. I haven't been out in years. So I said, you know what, it's been a while because I'm always behind the computer doing email marketing. So I went to a bowling alley, just riding down the street. Just the key to success, y'all, is just to do it. Just do it, right? The more that you do it, the easier it's going to come. Yeah, I speak for a living. I deal with business and I do this and I do that, right? But the more that you just go into places and just kind of talk to people. So I go into a bowling alley and got into the bowling alley, which is a great place to, you look around and it's like, okay, they host tournaments, they do all kinds of stuff. Okay, this is fire. What can I do? What can I bring to them? Asked to speak to the manager. The manager wasn't in. Started speaking to the started speaking to the assistant manager there and talked to him about, what it is that we do, what kind of needs they have, this is that other. And he had a lot of time. He had time today. I wasn't expecting it, but he had time today. And so luckily I had my tablet with me. If you have like social media and you're out and about, because like I don't have any flyers or anything like that, right? And so in today's age, if you have a social media profile, and you have like stuff on your social media, like I have another YouTube channel that has things just specifically for my types of clients. So you don't always have to use YouTube for what it is that, for like what we're doing now with influencing and stuff like that. You can have YouTube and use that for your business, shoot videos and content for your actual business, which to me is a better return than when you are doing like influencer um, content and stuff like that, like what I'm doing now. But so I showed him, I pulled up my Instagram, went through the Instagram, kind of showed him some different things. Because sometimes you have to see, seeing is believing, right? And handing a person a business card is one thing. But then turning around and showing them a actual Instagram page that has activity on it, or whatever it is that you have, a website or something like that, and kind of, showing out and popping out and showing them what you do, then it gets really exciting. People are like, oh, you do this, you do that. Oh, and they're really excited, right, to work with you. So did that, and that guy was like, hey, yeah, well, he was really excited. He was like, well, could you do something for us tomorrow? And I'm like, nope, I can't move that fast. But that turned out really good. And what is going on here? I can't even get to my own page, y'all. So yeah, that turned out really good. And then, so I just kind of went through, like, whenever I'm doing stuff, I'll go through and I'll show stuff like this. Like, this is an event that we did for Hennessy, for a conference that they had. So I showed him that one, in case they wanted like patches, things like that, and then kind of show like some of the city stuff, and then just kind of go in and show like some of the fun stuff that we do. As far as when we're doing printing, I think I just showed him a bunch of different stuff. I showed him the Chick-fil-A event. So I always pull out, sometimes I'll pull out like my heavy hitters. And then I went and I was gonna go and introduce myself a to an embroidery shop, but they were closed on a Saturday. And so I didn't get to do that. Got a drink, and then I just kind of rode for a minute, and I wanted to hit a retail spot. So I hit a restaurant, then I hit an entertainment spot, and then I went and hit a retail spot. I like to hit, when I'm out, I like to hit, and I think it's a gym that a lot of people don't go after. And maybe I'm comfortable with it because for me, I started out in the apparel business, um, as selling to buyers and stuff like that. So hey y'all, hey Keisha, hey Baby Giant. So I started out selling to stores, and talking to the buyers at stores. So I feel really comfortable in that space still, even after all these years. So I stopped at a place that is it's in a downtown area, but it's a retail spot, a clothing store. And when I'm looking specifically for places that, as I'm going and I'm looking for places that I'm like, I can bring a crowd to them, right? This is a good location for me to pop up. And the way that I pitch things to people, when you're doing events, anyways, right? When you're on the event side, I'll talk about on the event side, and then I'll talk about like, maybe trying to see about getting things in people's stores, right? So on the event side, I'm always looking at the location. I'm looking at outdoors. I'm looking at the windows. I'm trying to see, is there traffic like going down that area? So I choose places that are fun places where they have festivals and stuff like that, and they have boutiques around those types of places. I'm in a kind of a resort area where I live. There's water. I'm on a peninsula, so there's water like all around us, and we have nothing out here to do but people boat ride and do all kinds of fun stuff. So I choose to go out and find places. If I'm looking for something around here to do, I'll go and look at places like that I know, okay, they have the market there, they have music at night, places like that where I know that I can pull off of. The key is when you're doing the event, right? You want to be able to pull a crowd, and it's not necessarily coming from, it's different when you're, let's say I was hosting an event, I was doing an event at a bowling alley, and it's already a lot of people in there, and they're going to buy. Or I'm at a hotel and I'm paid to come in and do a conference. If you're doing something for a mom or pop shop, you have to make sure that you're in an area that has a lot of other stuff going on. So it's got a nice walkway, it's a brick and mortar, but it's got other businesses that are open that you can pull from, right? And the way that you pitch that when you go in is you bring the crowd, right? So your business, by you coming in and doing what you doing and setting up in front of their shop, you're pulling business to them. You will be surprised how many people, guys, would just come, would just let you come to their place of business just because you are the magnet, right? And the way that you explain it, the way that I explain it to people is, hey, live printing is such a draw, or whatever it is that you do, right? Figure out a way that you can do it interactively. You can pop up outside. Let's say if you got t-shirts and they're just already made, right? You can still bring out a heat press, bring out some bring out some patches, bring out some names, things like that. That, yeah, I've got this stuff that's already made that I can sell you, but I also have some other things here that are impulse items. People love to personalize stuff, right? You want your name on everything. Y'all like my Dallas cap? See, got my Dallas cap, and I had. Let me show y'all something. When I'm out and you rocking in your city, you got to represent your city, baby. So I had my little bag, baby, my little City of Dallas bag, baby. Okay. And I was on point with my pink. Okay. Back to the video. Y'all know I like to play. I like to be funny a little bit. So um, I always kind of pitch it to them like, hey, this is going to be great for your business. And the way that, and this is outside of the corporate stuff I'm telling y'all about, right? Um, the way that you can pitch it to these mom and pop shops is that, because a lot of times people are figuring out, do you know that people are trying to figure out, how can I get more customers in my store? That was the one thing when I used to be on the phones and talking to people and selling, right? A lot of boutiques would always say they were slow. And they're trying to figure out, how can I get something like this into my store, right? And a lot of times people just think, oh, it's too expensive for them to get something like that in, right? But if you go to a mom and pop shop and you go in and you say, hey, it's not going to cost you $1 for me to come in. Now, I'm not going to say it like that. Y'all know I'm hood, but I clean it up a little bit. I say, hey, so what we can do is we can come out. We come out, we bring a live, interactive, fun experience that your clients or your guests or your customers are going to love, right? And it's not going to cost you $1 for me to come out. Will even promote it on our social media, and they love that, right? If they have social media. But see, before I do all that, I want to make sure that I'm coming out at a time that it's something going on around you. So let's say, for example, St. Patty's Day, right? Let's say that I know that I'm in an area where they're big on St. Patrick's stuff, and they're going to do like a St. Patrick's Day parade or something around that area, and your store is right there on the strip. Oh, I'm going to come out there. I'm going to come out there for free. It ain't going to cost you a dime. This is how you have to pitch it to people. So now they have someone who's going to come out for free, and you're going to pull a crowd, right, to me. And I tell them, hey, this is going to bring people to your business. It really helps if you find a business that's already heavily promoting on social media, right? Because then they're going to promote you, that you're going to be there. Hey, Kisa's Creations is going to be at the Zoom shop on Sunday. Y'all come out, bring a t-shirt, get it printed, da 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 da, right? So it's going to promote you, and then you're going to build your business in the community. So it's a lot of ways that you could do things, right? um, Keisha says, so in those retail complexes, do you make it a goal to try to get at least one business to buy, because it would only take one to benefit the other businesses? So If I'm doing if I'm doing pitching a live event, if I'm pitching me coming in and doing live printing, what I do is I'll tell people, and this is how I get people. I'll tell people, is, hey, I'm out today, and I'm offering services. Da 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 da. Just come in, do A B C D E F G, right? And I want to give you an opportunity because I think this will be a great fit for you, right? We're gonna do something here on the block with somebody. I'm gonna do it on the block with somebody. I don't say it like that. What I say is, let me clean it up for y'all, because some of y'all be like, she said it like that. Don't say it. Don't, no, don't go say it like that. Don't say it like that. I say, hey, I'm new to the area. We normally do a lot of events out of Dallas, but we're over in or whatever area, but we're over here and we're looking for businesses specifically in this area, and we're gonna do an event over here. And so I'm trying to find somebody, a place. We're looking for a venue, and I think that your place would be perfect for this. This would be so perfect for you. This is going to pull in traffic, and it's going to do this, and it's going to do that. And if I got a lot of time, then I'm going to go into it. But normally I'll just tell them this is going to be perfect for you. Ask them if they're interested. If they're not interested, then fine. I'm going to go. I let them know. I'm going to go because, I'm looking for people. I'm going to go to the restaurant next door. Now, who won't the restaurant next door having fun and people in there and money being spent and all that stuff, and you not getting in it? So that'll make, a lot of times that'll make people get into it. If it's a paid event, right? If a company is paying me to come in, then that's normally going to be that they're having a grand opening, a grand reopening. So you look for people who are having like a grand opening, a reopening, or they're having some type of event in the community. Those are the ones that are prepaid, right? Um, I've never done anything to where like all the people in that area are involved, because let's say like the place I went to today, it was about 6 shops on that little block in that little city square. And I know that every Saturday and Sunday it's jam packed because people are down there and people are shopping and it's jam packed. So my goal is to look for that shop that's trying to pull people in. And that's the shop that I'm going to go to. Like, I'm just going to pick one. I'm not going to come and do something at your place and then do something at your place. No, it gets less exclusive then, right? And so I'm going to pitch to you. And a lot of times I'll go down on a Saturday or whatever and I watch traffic. That was my intentions today, was just to go to different areas and watch the traffic and see where the foot traffic is going. And you can't do that in the office behind the desk. You just can't. You got to get out on Saturdays. You got to go to venues. You got to see what's going on. It's a lot different from when I'm just printing something for you. Now, as far as on the other side, if you don't do live events, there's another way that you can pitch yourself to mom and pop shops. They're always looking for something new, something creative. So I'll go in, I'll walk around, make sure you're cute. Okay, make sure you're cute. Go in, you walk around, you're looking at the jewelry, you're looking at the shirts, da 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 da. You get a vibe for the place. You figure out what it is that you can bring to them, and you start up a conversation, right? I may start up a conversation. I may be looking at a blouse or this, or other, or I may strike up. I'm looking for the manager. I'm really looking for the manager. We keep it 100 with y'all. And I'm going to try to strike up a conversation. Hey, how you doing today? And how long y'all been out here? You know, um, find out things like that. Like, how long you been here? and how's business and this is that other. Ask them, things about them, and then bring in, well, we own a custom printing company, and I've got some cool ideas that I like to share with you. I've got a product, you know, that would be perfect for this location. And if so, for me, let's say I'm right here by the lake, right? So um, there's a lot of lake shirts and things like that, things that are in the community. People like stuff with the city's name and stuff like that on it. Um, they love that kind of stuff. So it could be something like that. It could be something that's trending. Um, like, for example, how they got the clack fans, right? Y'all out there selling the clack fans. I'm not selling the clack fans. But the only reason I'm not selling the clack fans is because I'm screen printing over here, right? And I don't want to have to take the time to sell the clack fans. But if I were going to sell the clack fans and I want to sell the clack fans in bulk, right? I might just find me one of them country western stores, right, where the cowgirls is going with the boots. And I might just walk in there and clack, clack, clack. Got this clack fan for you. Y'all know I'm making fun, but y'all know what I mean. And try to figure out a way that I could do certain designs that are specifically and just exclusive to that particular store. Boutiques love things that are exclusive to them, and you're not going to sell this to anybody else, right? And then package it up. In shirts, we package two small, four medium, four large, two extra large, right? That would be how you would sell when I was working in the working shows. That's how you sell things wholesale, right? So you tell them a package of fans would cost this, right? And we can customize this one design, right? So you do 12 pieces, or 6 pieces of this, 6 pieces of that. Get your stuff in their store. And then, you may look at some shirts or this, that, other. You tell them, hey, anything that they have, any ideas that they have that they want to bring to life. You're that creative person, right? You're that creative person. So you should be able to walk in anybody's store and see their style. You should be able to look at that person and see what they gonna like. You already know what they'll buy from what they won't buy. When I was working with buyers, I used to work with buyers from Nordstrom's, Dillard's, J.C. Penney's, Sears, all that kind of stuff, right? And I knew exactly what these people would buy because I would go in the stores. And at this time, honey, I was on the clock working for some damn body else, so I shouldn't even been going in the stores. But I would go and I would know when dresses came on the line. I would know, oh, that needs to go to Nordstrom's. Oh, that needs to go to Sears. Oh, that's a J.C. Penney style, right? So, in order for you to do that, you got to get out into the community. So, went checked out the retail spot, talked to the girl there. She was really, really excited. And I'm going to have a meeting with them next week. Then after that, y'all, I drove around a little bit and I thought, well, it's getting hot outside. So I came home. But it gave me I hit three different industries, right? We hit the retail, we hit entertainment, and then the first one was a restaurant. We hit the restaurant, right? Uh, Food and beverage. So, and I did that specifically because in order for you to know like where you want to niche down to, you've got to like get out there and kind of hit a broad amount of places. I should have hit like 10 places today, but I was hungry, so I came home. Okay. And I thought it was a really good first day for me to like get out and just do something, because I've got some products that I'm bringing out to the market. And in order for me to bring products to the market, to the industry, it's like, how many times have you bought something from people and you're like, that is so far off of what we do, or that's not really what I need. So in order for me to see what people need to help them level up their email marketing game, I got to get back out there in those streets and beat those streets and see, hey, what can I get done? So I had a lot of fun. I actually had a lot of fun. And the biggest takeaway that I want you guys to take from this is that, oh, y'all are down there and I can't even see. Um, the biggest takeaway to take from this is that you don't need to plan, right? You don't need to plan. You just need to look cute when you walk through the door, okay? And have a business card or a tablet or something. You even if you got a tablet, you still need a business card. That's one place where I always need a business card. I am that person that never carries business cards, right? Ken was shocked when I got up and I said, I'm going out to promote today. It's like, you got a business card? Like, yeah, dude, we got business cards. This is wrong with you. You'll never have business cards, because I don't want to give my business cards to everybody. I'm picky. I'm saving them for when I go out and do something. So yeah. And the other thing is, y'all see, like, I ain't in uniform today. You know, if I was going and I was walking into a corporate place or something like that, that's a place and a time for that and all of that stuff. But just a casual conversation, maybe stroll into a bar, have a Coke and a little Hennessy, and crank up a conversation. Just have the Coke, y'all. Or, unless maybe if you're a little timid, maybe you need a little something to pep you up so that you can then, start the conversation. Some people need a little boost. But that was one thing that I did used to do. I used to go out, and I didn't have any shirts today. But let's say if I had a bag, right? I got a big bag and I got stuff in my bag, promotional products and stuff like that, just because you never know if that opportunity arises and that particular manager or person that you're talking to, they got time today. Like when I walked into the bowling alley, the dude was like, yeah, I got time today. He was asking all kind of questions, and I wasn't expecting all that. I was expecting to pop in and pop out. But you got to be kind of ready. So, I'll probably go ahead and grab a couple of print samples like on my next thing. But you guys definitely tell me if you're going to get out there and try it. How many of y'all are bold enough? Let's have a challenge. It's the end of the month. We should have a challenge. I challenge everybody on the video to, and you don't even have to get out. Let's say you're in a restaurant and you go out to eat, right? I'm going to challenge you guys over the next week to make sure that you pitch to at least 3 people. At least 3 people. Just start up a conversation and pitch your services to at least 3 people. You can do it. You can do it. And if you bomb out the first time, do it again. The more that you do it and the more that you talk to people and feel like, hey, um, have natural conversation, then the better you'll get at it. I'm a type of person that I speak really fast by nature, right? So I'm aware of that. Like I when I go and I talk to people, I see their reaction, and sometimes I know, okay, girl, slow down and talk like this. Oh, yeah, but it was fun. And when you get out, it's, really, really nice. I just told you, you don't even need to pitch. You don't even need to pitch. Just go in there, be yourself. Think about Like what? So this is what I would tell you, you guys, is think about what services you offer and tailor your service to the business that you're targeting, right? So if, like a brewery, right? A brewery, you could sell them t-shirts, right? But you could also sell them drinkware, right? Canisters, things like that. Um, so tailor what it is that you do to what it is that they do. So maybe they have an event, and this is why you have to do your research. Maybe this particular brewery, they have a tap night, right? You can come up with some cool idea where you can tailor it to them to where it's special to them. It's not what every other Tom, Dick, and Harry is offering, right? Um, and make it fun. And so that's why for me, when I walk in somewhere, my eyes are like literally, you got a good, unless you walk in a place and you just happen to walk in and that person at the counter is the manager, you've probably got 5 minutes to skim the place and see what they need, right? Or you could walk in a place, you could buy a drink, sit down, have a, if it's not a place that you drink, you walk in, you walk around, you take a look, you see what's going on. Even with venues, right? I walk around, I see what's going on, and hey, what they need. Even when I'm searching for corporations to do business with online, I'm looking that need my services. I look and I see, oh, this is a this type of company. What type of product can I bring to them that they don't currently have, but they need it, right? If you can find stuff that people need, not what they want, but things that they actually need, then they're going to be receptive. And you have to show them how doing business with you is going to be beneficiary to them. Like, people don't give a damn that you sell shirts or that you're doing this or you have this or that. They want to know how it's going to help them in their business grow. The same way when people come to you and they say, like, people call me, um, you need the digitizing services, you need the embroidery services, you need the this, you need the that, right? Um, we sell, we're a company over in such and such, and uh, we sell leads. How is that gonna help me? I want you to get to the point. Like, how is that gonna help me? The digitizing services. What is it? Because everybody offering that. Everybody offering that, right? I had a guy call me last week. He said, we offer, think about what his offer was. He wanted to talk to me about a live assistant, right? And he was so flexible in everything that he was offering. He was like, hey, what if you had someone that you could just transfer your phones to, or that did your quoting and did this for you, did that for you, then what can you be doing while you're doing, taking that off, right? They're handling your social media and they're taking it off. So he brought to me an offer to say, okay, well, we have virtual assistants that do more than one thing, not just answer your phones, not just give quotes, not just do customer service. We have a virtual assistant that is tailored to your needs, right? And it's a live person that speaks English. And so that was enticing to me. They can do multiple things, because whenever I'm thinking about a virtual assistant, I'm like, okay, well, I can hire virtual assistant to do social media, but then I still need them to do this. So ain't no need of me paying this person to do social media, this person to do customer service, this person to do this. So Just by that guy bringing something to me that was like an offer that was like, boom, it made me listen, right? It was like, oh, okay, that's something that I need to listen to. I'm not ready for that right now, but I'm going to listen to it and hear you out, and I'm going to take your information and I'm going to bookmark that in my emails because that might be something that I really need. Or let's say that you see a product that you have, let's say there's a product that you offer. So there's a particular bag that I have been pushing. If y'all watch the channel all the time, you'll see me like find different products, and I'm like, I got a customer out here who needs this. And sometimes it takes a while to find somebody that's going to do it. Nobody was doing patches on bags until I came out and said, hey, this is, bump these caps. Let's take these bags to corporate and do the bags, right? And it hit. And so now you see a lot of people doing it. But it took a while to, I had to do a dummy setup, set it up, make it look good, kind of so that I could pitch it, right? For people to even, for it to even take off. So if you come up with something that's like, this is something that I can offer you that's hard to find, that you can't just get everywhere else, or maybe I can offer you a package deal. When I started doing laser, um, I bought the laser machine because I wanted to be able to offer people more than um, more than garments, more than apparel, right? I started doing sublimation. I brought in sublimation because I wanted to be able to offer promotional products on hard substrates. So just having that ability to say, okay, you need keychains, you need whatever, you need coasters, you need this, you need that, to do, to add that stuff on. Anytime that you add stuff on, you're making yourself a one-stop shop, right? Because if you don't add things onto your business, I always tell people, I believe in learning to do something, mastering it, and then bringing on something else. And a lot of times I tell people, y'all be getting mad at me because I be saying, you're doing too damn much. You're doing too much, right? You don't need to be doing that and investing in this and spending money on this and spending money on that. But at a point of when you have now mastered your craft, yeah, you have to start bringing in other things and master it so that you can now become that one-stop shop. And if you're not a one-stop shop and you don't, and you haven't mastered everything, it's okay. It's okay, because guess what? You outsource it. You outsource it. I was telling Ken the other day, he was talking to somebody, he was like, yeah, I need some embroidery, da 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 da. I was like, babe, we do embroidery. What the hell wrong with you? We do embroidery. You outsource it, right? And it helps. Every little penny helps. You talk fast too. Yeah. Um, and it just depends. Like, you know, I'm pretty versatile. So one moment, I kind of square up, and then, but in my normal talk, I'm talking like I'm talking to you guys. Y'all know I have aphasia, so sometimes I'll miss a word or something like that, and so I'll slow down and I will kind of think about what I'm gonna say, but I don't like memorize pitches or stuff like that anymore. In my younger days, yeah, I had scripts, but now it's kind of like bullet points in your head of what what problem can I solve for this company, for these people that need something, right? Let's say that you walk into a bakery shop, right? You need aprons. I'm gonna try to sell you some aprons. Yeah, you might need a t-shirt, That's cool too, right? You may need custom bags. I'm gonna try to look over there and look at those bags and say, okay, well, shoes, I can put your labels on the bags. I'm gonna come up with different stuff that I can do, that I can sell you, that's going to solve a problem in your business. And if I sell you, let's say that I'm selling you aprons, right? I'm not just gonna try to sell you any dang on apron. I'm gonna sell you an apron that's gonna have like a stain resistant finish on it. This apron is, if I know that, hey, you a waitress, you putting money here or this or that, I'm gonna sell you, because this, y'all know how many different kind of aprons it is out there. It's aprons out there for everything. If you're selling to a store or to a especially when you're selling to like restaurants, to cooks, right? You don't want to sell them just a half apron. You want to sell them the whole wraparound apron, because they do this. They got all that flour and stuff, and they be doing all that stuff. So you want to sell them a whole wraparound apron. So things like that, you got to know like what to bring to that company. If I'm selling to a retail company, right, a store, a mom and pop store, I'm gonna be looking, trying to see who their client is, right? Because if I sell you something that your customer isn't going to buy, then you're not going to come back and buy from me. So I got to get to know, you have to get to know who your customer's customer is. Hope that makes sense. I was actually on the phone with Keisha when I walked into the bowling alley, and she was about to get to hear some really good stuff. But the guy wanted to see my Instagram, so I don't know how much of it that she got to hear, but it was really fun. I had fun today, y'all. You got to get out, and y'all got to get out and promote your business. I said last year I was going to get out and do some stuff, and I always get stuck, right? So today was like one of those perfect days for me to get out, and it's not too hot. Like, do it now before it gets hot, because this is event season, right? This event season, there's a lot of stuff going on. People gonna be out and about, and we have to do a little bit more than what you were doing. And because this industry is changing, I wonder how many of you guys notice the difference in the last 2 years that have been around. Like, let's say you've been around 5 plus years. In the last, especially the last year, like when DTF came out, you like, child, honey, please, right? But within the last 2 years, you even see the price, the way that we price screen printing. You see some screen printers changing their pricing method. You see customers, a shift in customers' mindsets to where they're wanting more colors. The demand is shifting. And then now we're about to deal with the stuff. I don't know if y'all know, baby, but y'all got about maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. Maybe 2 weeks if we're lucky. Let me look on my notepad. Um, if you are not tracking cotton futures and you're not on the stock market, you need to be on the stock market and checking what's going on. Go over to Yahoo Finance. Download Yahoo Finance, y'all. Let me show y'all something. Okay? A lot of people think, oh, it's just too much information and you get too technical. But your business is your livelihood. And you got to be 10 steps ahead of the game so that you can be ready for what's to come. Y'all see that? Y'all see that red? Get ready. A lot of y'all didn't want to believe us when we told you guys that these tariffs would not be good for us. It's not good for us. Okay. This is the future of cotton. You see, anytime something goes down, that red is tanking, which means the price is going to go up. There are certain companies that are publicly traded. Avient Corporation owns a lot of the ink manufacturers, specialty chemicals. They're down today. They're tanking. Okay, their stocks are down. When it comes to, these are certain things that you guys need to look at. When it comes to people like HP, they're down. Printers, Epson, Gildan, Gildanware is down. Stocks are down. Their stock went up a little bit today, but that stock is dropping, dropping, dropping. Okay. And so if you look at, let me show y'all this. Y'all see that? Boom, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. So I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna happen. If, hmm, yep, it ain't looking good. Y'all see that? It's constantly going down. What does that mean to you in your business? For you and your business, that's an issue. Now, there's one company that I do follow. So if you follow Gildan and Haynes on the stock market, then you can follow trends and you'll know when those prices are going to go up and go down. Now, with that being said, anytime that you have like tariffs that are put on, it's not going to happen like overnight. So that's why everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the tariffs are on, but we not seeing nothing." That's because these companies still got product. That's because they still got product. Um, let's see. I think I got a letter from Sanmar. I think there was an email that came in my Gmail from Sanmar about the tariffs the other day, where they're going to be shifting production, trying to shift production to different countries that don't have such high tariffs. But when you look at another company that you guys could look at is 4AQ. Um, 4AQ is 4AQ is 4imprint. 4imprint is, I believe, one of the only publicly traded uh, custom decoration companies. And their stock right now gives me hope. Yeah, it's going down, but they're still in the green. You see what I'm saying? Well, until today. But they still in a little bit of green, just a little bit. See, they came up just a little bit. So kind of watching. Let me look at them over the. Ooh, bad. hmm So if you look at them over the past month, they are going down too, which means people ain't buying. Okay. So we have to start being strategic and at looking at stuff and being ready, because this is the thing. I was in the airport. I was on my way to Atlanta on Thursday. I was supposed to be in Atlanta for a conference and to train Nicole Wilson. Well, my flight kept getting delayed, and so I didn't make it to Atlanta um, to do the training with her. But the big takeaway was that I happened to be sitting where I went to go sit. I went to go have a seat, and just so happened a guy came and sat next to me that needed on the couch next to me and needed to use the charger that was over there by me. So I moved my little stuff so he could use the charger. So while I was sitting there, this guy just happened to be in what? Promotional products. And he had a whole conversation with a whole bunch of them peoples, was probably about 10 of them, on the thing. And he was talking, and they was talking about how they were going to deal with customers, right? Because the manufacturers are charging more. The tariffs are about to hit. How are we going to go in? What we need to do, we need to talk to the distributors. The distributors need to then talk to their customers. We need to call people in because people are going crazy. So they were having a big conversation about how they're going to have to go up. Some things going up 50%. So let's say, for example, if we don't, um, I believe that Sanmar said, "Don't take me, don't." I believe that they said they're going to try to eat some of the cost of the tariffs. We gonna end up paying because what's going to happen is, as things come off the shelf or out of the warehouses, and they're backed up, and things are not coming like we want it to, and prices are going up, consumers are going to start holding their pocket. And what's going to be the first thing to go? The wants. Now, for a person like me, I made it through, what was it, 2007, 2008. I made it through that. What did we have? We didn't have a recession in '04. We had something that happened in '04. Um, I made it through a whole lot, so I know how to make it through. Now, companies who do business, advertising, marketing, they're going to, they need product. So you as a business professional, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You guys that are just going after customers that won't, you need to change your mindset and have a shift in your business practice and thinking, because now you're, this is what's going to happen. Either, woo, Tesla's going back up. Yup, they going back up. Well, they down so far in the dirt though that it's gonna take them a while. Yeah, baby. But they up 25 points today. They going back up. Ford is on the Ford is going down. But anyways, what's gonna happen, you guys, over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully this thing with Trump and China, because China done said they don't give a damn. How about that? How about a kiss my? That's what China said. Some of y'all finna get mad at me because I'm finna talk. That's what China said. China said, we, the man said, we don't care. We don't care. China been around 5,000 years and we did good before the U.S. We do good after the U.S. We don't care. That's what China said. So what y'all gonna do? China said they don't care. They not budging. So if, and then we got Stu, and Stu don't want to move. But we all know that he'll move and fluctuate and do how he do, right? So when it hits, all jokes and puns aside, right? Because at the end of the day, Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever, we all in the damn boat together. That's what some of y'all ain't realized, is that we all in the same boat together. Okay? If the boat sinks, the ship sinks, guess what? It gonna have white folk, black folks, Hispanic folks, Asian folks. Everybody gonna sink together. Everybody gonna sink together. So this is what I'm gonna tell you guys. Do not, when shit hits the fan and prices go up, don't lose out on your profit because prices have gone up. The same way that you have to pay more for a price of eggs, you got to charge your clients more. You have to be, so for me, like I had a lady the other day. I talked to this lady for like literally like 2 weeks, guys, and suddenly the price is an issue. And I asked her, "What is your budget?" Because if I know your budget, I'm willing to, if I know your budget, I'm willing to find creative ways for you to get what you want. It may not be that tri-blend shirt that you want. Maybe you got to go in a 50-50. I'm going to put you in what your monies can afford. But when people tell me price is an issue, but they don't have a budget, guess what? I chop your head off. I don't want to even talk anymore because people, I don't have time for people wasting my time, right? And so that's how I've been feeling lately. It's like, baby, I ain't got time for you. You wasting my time. I'm willing to help you. Help your clients that are really and truly in need of something. They'll go after people who need it. If they need it, they're going to still spend. Be flexible with your clients, right? If your customer needs something, be honest with them. Hey, can't get you, you can't get this for this, like these high ass clack fans, right? You might can't get this for this price, but I can do you this fan over here, this paper fan, it don't clack, but it's going to give you the same effect at your event. And then you might can have, 10 or 15 of them that really do clack. Things like that. But as prices go up, you guys have to go up. And you have to be ready. Right now, you got to be ready because the price that you quote today, I just told somebody, I said, hey, quotes are no longer good for 7 days with me. The quote is good for that day. Because guess what? If the wholesale company goes up overnight and I've quoted you $10 a shirt and they went up $2 on me on the shirt, who gonna eat the $2? So right now you have to even go back and refine your stuff and say, hey, the quote is good for 24 hours, boo. Or how about to the end of the day? How about to the end of the day, right? Um, because you're gonna have to go up. I've already started inching prices up in anticipation of the quote of the anticipation, right? Same thing I did with COVID. As soon as I heard that the COVID was coming, anticipation. I went and bought up as much shirts as I could buy. I don't know if y'all know, but Walmart, Home Depot, and Target had a meeting with the Trumpster, and they said, see if I can find it. If something does not happen within the next 2 weeks, shelves are going to be bare. So get the things that you need in your business, things that you really, really need to run your business. If you have a little extra that you can get things that you need in your business and put it back for a rainy day to where okay, I use a lot of white ink, or I use a lot of this, or I use a lot of that. Go ahead and buy it now, right? We all need to start buying directly from China. Guess what? We might pay the tariffs, but it's be cheaper than getting it over here. Anybody found those Gucci purses over there yet? Because I'm looking for one. How about that? How about that? Uh, Hermes. How about that, y'all? So things like that. Um, you just have to be, we have to, at this point, you have to make sure that you specifically target customers that are able to afford you. Yep. And that's just what it is. And have some alternatives for those clients, the clients that I have that have been with me for a while, like it's really hard for me to go up on them. I've got clients that have been with me 7 or 8 years. It's really hard for me to go up on them. And I normally lock them in every year at a price, right? But the truth of the matter is, like, as things happen in the world and as inflation rises, you have to raise your costs. Pre-COVID, every year I went up on the cost of my screen printing. Just just on GP, I would raise the price per print by 15 to 20 cents just on GP, right? Because you should be raising inflation is going up. You should be raising the price too. Like, I sit up and I think about it and I say, well, damn. In 2000, I was selling a custom t-shirt for $25. Why the hell is it still $25? The t-shirts back then was $1. The inks was more expensive. The inks is why is it still $25? Because people in the decorated apparel industry, we don't go up on prices. So you have to start going up on your prices some, just in anticipation, right? If and it's better to do a 50 cent dollar jump, 50 cent, 50 cent, 50 cent, then for somebody to call you today, the price of the shirt is $10. Tomorrow, the price of the shirt is $18, right? It's better to do those gradual jumps. So if you're looking at inflation and you're following the trends and following companies around you, right? Because this is the thing. Companies and corporations, they gonna all flow together. Y'all see that boy? That uh Deion Sanders son? Mm-hmm. Y'all see that they didn't pick that boy in the first round. Y'all know he was first round draft pick, right? But guess what the companies did? They said, oh, you one of them, we're going to put you in your place. And guess what they did? They all stuck together. Mm-hmm. And he didn't get drafted to the fourth round. Now, that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about, but what it says, what it do have to do with, is that companies all stick together, especially the big ones. They all together on pricing. So if you look at them and they go up, you go up. Mm-hmm. That's what you do. When they go up, you go up. When they go up, we go up. Point blank simple. You know. And then we have to find other ways to compete, because people think that the only way that you can compete is on price. That's bullcrap. That's bullcrap, y'all. There are so many. Like, my DTF guy today, he hit me. Matter of fact, let me see if he's emailed me, because I sent him over some stuff for some transfers, and he hit me back and he said, "Hey, I think you, I think that you made a mistake on the size." I said, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Go ahead and print it." He said, "But you didn't use the whole sheet." I said, "No, I know, right? I know." Um, because I was busy, and so I just didn't have time to, to do it all like that. I did not mind paying a little extra for the sheet, because I charged the customer extra for the rush. Shit. It wasn't no money out of my pocket. Y'all see what I'm saying? So you have to, like, you can compete on your customer service, You can compete on the time it takes you to get stuff out. You can compete on the fact that, hey, I deliver your items to you. A lot of people love that, by the way. A lot of people love that, by the way. A lot of people love the fact that they can pick up the phone and call and talk to the same dang on person versus calling and getting the voicemail or calling and getting going into the system and talking to an inker and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they gotta wait and then this and that, and they just want the damn price of a shirt. So a lot of times people, you can compete and outbeat these big companies because you need to order this and you need to order that. That's like me. You call me talking about 11 shirts and you need them screen printed. I can't help you. Sometimes I might not even answer my phone. And that's just the way it is, y'all. As you grow in business, you get a little, baby, I just, my nerves is bad and I can't deal with that customer. Oh, she undecisive, right? But if you can deal with it and you have that time and you have that type of customer service skill to where it's like, hey, I can take this customer that Latana can't deal with, and baby, I'm gonna take this customer and I'm gonna finesse this customer and it's gonna be so great. And that's what I used to do, right? I still do it when I need to. When I need to. But you know, it's a lot of ways for you to compete. You don't have to compete on price. You can compete on value, right? Yeah, they love that free delivery. They love that free delivery. I've been rocking that free delivery for a while now, and I tell you, they love it. They love it, especially when you. And I think Keisha has to do like with the way that you deliver, right? Because it's one thing for me to just bring your box, right? Bring the box and drop the box off. It's another thing for me to show up and say, hey, John, I'm gonna come over about 2 o'clock. Does 2 o'clock work for you? I'm coming over about 2 o'clock, bring you the shirts. I like to deliver shirts in person. When I can deliver them myself, I'll go and deliver them myself, or Ken will go deliver them. Um, and a lot of times, just depending on who the client is and how we feel, I might send Ken if it's a manly man, because you still got men that don't want to talk to women. So it just depends. But a lot of times when I go, and especially when it's a client that spends money, and I want to be able to, I want them to be able to put a face behind the person that's printing or behind the company, right? And you go in and you deliver and you're like, hey, I came by to bring you shirts, and you're all bubbly and smiling and happy, and you pull out a shirt and say, take a look, and they look at the shirt and da 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 da, right? And then you strike up a conversation about what they need the shirts for, and then a lot of times, 7 times out of 10, they're gonna tell you, oh, well, do you do such and such and such? Or, and if they don't, then you, eyes around the room, like I always say, eyes around the room. Hey, I see you guys have such and such, such. We do that. Do you guys need blah, 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 blah? Well, I tell you what, I love to be able to give you a bid on that. Mm-hmm. Because what we do, we have a thing where we bundle things, over here. And if we bundle that up, I'm pretty sure I can give you a great price. What are you paying for that now? See, I'm the one that's gonna ask you. Mm-hmm. Are you happy with the current printer? Mm-hmm. And bat my eyes. Oh well, I don't know. They. Mm-hmm. Because if I can beat you on price, and I can beat you on customer service, and I might not even need to beat you on price. I might just need to just be right there with you on price. Or I may, and I've had customers, guys, you guys are not going to believe this, but I had a customer that, I have a client that's been with me for, since 25, she's been with me since 2017. She was tired of them cheap ass gilded shirts. Just put it out there. She was tired of people selling her them cheap gilded 500 shirts. Some of y'all know that's 5,000. She was tired of it. Tired of buying shirts for her drivers that shrink, that were hard, that she had to replace all the time. People complaining, right? And she called me. And I told her, okay, I got something for you. And I put her in a ring spun cotton t-shirt. That lady has, and the shirt that I sold her was 2 times the amount of the shirt that she was getting. Went in, sat down, and had a conversation over a red ink. PMS 486. Look it up. Over the shade of an ink color, because the printer that was doing this lady's job would switch out her shade of red. Sometimes they use this red, sometimes they use that red. And she had asked them repeatedly to match, to do a color match and match her particular red. Sometimes you have clients that are very particular and they want something that's very particular. And if you can match this and say, hey, do a color match. I tell you what, it doesn't take but a second, because this is the thing. Sometimes colors come over. Honestly and truly, colors that are on the PC and computer, right? You're not getting a true color. So as a screen printer, I always use Pantone colors. If you give me the Pantone color number, then I got you, right? And a lot of times you have to explain that to clients. Well, this lady didn't know nothing about Pantone colors, right? But what I did while I was talking to her, and she was talking to me, and I said, what's the name of your company? Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what. See, I'm over there tapping, trying to see where you at. I done Googled you, looked you up, seen how many employees you got. Are you over there on LinkedIn? How much? Uh-huh. I see some money. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Well, I tell you what. Where are you located? Mm-hmm. I done already know that you're 10 minutes away or whatever. I tell you what, I'll be in the area over there on Friday. Can I come by and pick up one of the shirts that you have, or do you have something that you could print out with that particular color and we can color match it? And just because I was able to color match this woman's item and able to provide her with a garment that she liked, that was soft, that she liked, she probably spends anywhere between $40,000 and $60,000 a year with me. One client. One client. I could literally almost stop printing just off of her. Let's say if I wanted to be broke and just kind of hang around, and just had to. So imagine if you get 6 clients like her, and those repeat clients buy every month or every other month. Like this particular lady, she buys every other month. I know exactly when, as people start ordering, you follow trends. So you do have to get kind of technical, but you look up order patterns, right? That's why you need a CRM, right? You need a way to track orders so that you can see, when did that person order? What are they ordering? You need to go back to your wholesalers every year, like if you order from Sanmar, Staten, Alpha Broder, or whatever, and look at your order patterns and see, what did you order last year, right? What did you order last year? And when you look at that and you see, oh, okay, well, last year I ordered, my main product that I ordered was such and such and such, and most people ordered this color. You can see, like, okay, these are the top 10 colors that I sell, or these are the top 5 colors. This is the top product that I sell. So I need to stock those so that I have those for a rush order because I know they're going to sell. Versus a lot of y'all that are just out here just buying shit and just putting shit up on a hope and a prayer that, hey, one day I'm going to sell it. And what you have to realize is that all things go bad at some point, right? I've got a warehouse full of t-shirts. I had to go in and double take them suckers to make sure that they stay good. But if you do that kind of stuff and you are, following all that type of stuff and making sure that you know what you're selling from what you're not selling, you're not going to be just spending money on stuff you don't sell, right? Y'all, S&S and Alpha Broder, for those of you guys that don't know. So you know that S&S kind of bought out Alpha Broder. They said that they were merging, but I actually think that they finna be gone. So S&S Activewear and Alpha Broder, alphabroder.com will retire May 30th. So they're saying too, if you have an Alpha Broder account, that you need to review your integration page to ensure that you're prepared so that you can still get on, I guess. So they're saying that by coming together, and I'm actually glad that they're going to go ahead and do this merger because ever since S&S purchased Alpha Broder, it's been nothing but bull crap. Like sometimes my orders aren't right. You go to the warehouse, there's nobody there. There's all kinds of stuff. So I'm actually, for me, I'm actually glad that they are. I'm actually glad, Keisha. I'm actually glad that they are combining it. Well, I wasn't glad that I wasn't glad that they sold out, right? But now that they have, like, the customer service in Dallas has gone to shit. So it's kind of like, get the merger done already. Go ahead and combine it and go on about your business. Problem is, y'all, how many of you guys, y'all order from wholesale companies? Because this is the thing. The problem is that it's like when you get a big ass Walmart and you got Target, right? But you don't have a lot of retailers or a lot of places to go and shop. So now it kind of gets tough. Um, with all of these companies, I remember when so I used to order from Bodick and Rhodes. Alpha Broder bought Bodick and Rhodes, and then um Alpha Broder bought TSF Apparel, and now S&S Activewear is going to be big. So now you'll have S&S Activewear, you'll have San Mar, you'll have Staten, but the main big companies are kind of merging. So it's not going to be a lot of fluctuation in price. And then you have actual manufacturers like Bella Canvas that are now in retail stores and selling to retail people, right? So kind of leaves us kind of shit out, if just so to speak. And then you have GSG just got bought out by Grimco. I don't know if you guys know that, but Graphics Solution Group, GSG, let me see. They got bought out by Grimco, and so they're going to merge. And then you've got Avient, who's taken Union, and all the other ink companies, and so you got them. So it's like where we used to have a lot of places to buy and a lot of variety. It seems like the industry is shrinking. And you've got like these big clusters of people. That's in my opinion. And the lines are really blurred, like especially with places like I do like that Alpha Broder is doing. So tell me, do you guys like that? Do you guys like that your wholesale providers are actually printers now? What I mean is, you have places like Alpha Broder that are now doing screen printing, now doing embroidery. Are they doing screen printing? I know they're doing embroidery. You have, um, is it Stalls doing it? One of them's doing screen printing. Um, Ninja, I think Ninja's doing screen printing. I wouldn't consider Ninja like, they're new school. So, um, but they are printing. Ninja is doing print on demand, and that's what I mean when I say like the lines are blurred, right? So I want my patch person, like I want to like come and buy as a wholesaler. If I'm buying patches from you, right, I don't want you selling to the public. If I'm buying, and they're selling blanks, like Ninja's actually selling blanks on their website, so everything's kind of, the lines are blurred. um, you know is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? I don't know. You guys tell me your thoughts on it, because in some ways I think that, like if you go to a particular place and that's where you like to go to, like it's kind of cool. If for me, if I get a client that wants to do embroidery and they're going to do, I think it's like 30 some pieces or something like that, then that's cool. But if it's, what does this man want? If it's like 30 something pieces, 36 or 40 pieces or 48 pieces or something like that embroidered, and I can get them done by them, and it's faster for me, then it works, right? Where it hurts people is that people who have embroidery shops, right? It's like, dang, people like me who would take my jobs and outsource it to another small business, may I outsource it to that business, because now I can go over here and I can get it from this big company, right? Um, and at the same and by the same tone, like when you look at stuff like that, sometimes I look at it as, okay, well, yeah, I can buy from this huge company, but are they going to, if you follow this channel, baby, then are they going to get the shipment to me on time? Do they even care if I get it on time? That's always been like one of the biggest things for me. Like, um, with whatever that company's name was, that I ordered some transfers for. I was doing an event for Nike, and we had a release to. A lot of times, you have to get a release if you're doing like a copyrighted or trademark name. And so we had a release, and I talked to them beforehand. Oh, you don't need a release. You don't need a release. Then it comes time. Oh, you need a release. Okay, now I send you the release, and I guess you just thought that I was just some bullshitter over here, because hey, I'm the black girl in the room, and thought that, hey, the order wasn't going to go through or whatever, and then now you get the release and you still don't send the fucking package off. And what was the name of that damn company? Um, I can't even remember the name of it. But anyways, and you know, so you have to be careful about stuff like that because sometimes they just don't get stuff done, and then you're the one that's holding the bag. So I have over the past few years, I've been telling people, hey, make sure that you got you some people that are local in your community that you team up with. My daughter was telling me the other day, she was like, Mama, my friend is upset. I was like, upset about what? Because she was gonna be the next big influencer and I'm doing influencing too. And I'm like, are you serious? Don't be afraid, y'all, to collab with people. And like when I said, hey, I went to go meet the new embroidery shop up the street. Sometimes people are like nervous. What you nervous for? It's more money together than it is out here fighting against each other, right? And so you have to keep that in mind. I always tell everybody, it's like, have you a backup for the backup. So I shop small. I do. I love to promote other small businesses and try to help out other people. So if it's something that I need and I'm like, hey y'all, I'm on here, hey, I need 300 of these or I need this or that, and you can do it, don't be scared. Show up and show out, because that's how you gonna come up. But anyways, y'all, I done talked to you guys for long enough. I just hate they made their outsourced printing separated. Their outsourced printing separated. Now you can't see anything on Alpha Broder for hard goods. You have to order through email right from the Prime website. Way more complicated. Yeah, I think that when they combine, because um, Alpha Broder site gonna be like gone. So I think that when they combine, some services are going to be there, some services are not. And we just don't really know until it happens. But yeah, Grimco bought GSG. When it's going down, what they always say is whenever, like, excuse me, y'all, whenever like one company buys another company, they always say, oh, we've merged and we are going to, you're going to, don't worry, because you're going to get the same good customer service and this is that other. And then after, they merge and the deal is like completely done and all that stuff, then they'll say, okay, well, hey, one of these sites got to go because it don't make any sense for us to have two. So I think that's going to be like the same type of stuff that we're going to end up seeing. I think we're going to end up seeing that type of stuff happen. I'm trying to see if I can find any information um, on it, Keisha. Um, let's see here if I see anything on it. It sent me an email. I get a lot of emails, y'all, about stuff that's going on in the apparel industry. You got to keep your eyes to the ground, your ears to the street, and all that kind of stuff. Um, y'all know the Adair group, so I used to get a lot of shirts from the Adair group, and this is how I can tell that things are changing. When the dollar shirts are no longer a dollar. So yeah, the dollar shirts are no longer a dollar, right? I don't see anything. I'm trying to see if I see anything about when the merger is going to take place, and I don't. I don't see anything, but I'll keep you guys updated on it, posted, and all that stuff. As I get the new news, I'm gonna start trying to get on more and having these types of conversations with y'all. Um, this is the year that I'm trying to do some different things, and so I haven't been on a lot, but hey, we're 613 originals. That's them. They fucked me real good. I have to tell y'all every time I get on here, every time that I just happen to see their ad pop up. Yeah, they was one of them. That wasn't them on that last one. But yeah, they had some garbage transfers too. Um, what was the name of that place? I don't remember. That's why I only buy transfers from certain people. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get my butt off of here and yeah, stop. Yeah. Well, you know what? This is the thing. Yeah, 613 original screwed me over on another client on a client that I had that was a really, really good client. Sent me some bad transfers, but I can't think of that other place's name. Um, Cowards is what they are, not Howard's. Howard's transfers have some really good transfers over there. They're a little bit expensive, but baby, they soft and they good. Um, and it wasn't F&M expressions either. I like them too. Y'all know I stick to the old schools, um, to the old ones that, yeah, 613 originals. They was one that I can't recommend either. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. It was good chatting with you guys, and hey, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and y'all stay bossed up, okay? Next to the next time. See you, holla deuces.